Hello, everyone. Today is day 3 with rail camp, and we're starting it out with something not really related to trains. These are one of the counselor's dogs, Hank and Millie. Turning our attention to the tracks, we miss a freight train. Even with the sadness of the fumble, something that can cheer us up is the amazing breakfast they provided. Interrupting that great meal, though, is 710. She's running around the Y to get ready for her first Missionary Ridge local run of the day. We would ride that first train all the way down to East Chattanooga, where we would then get a shop tour. The first thing we saw, and really one of the only things I cared about, was the ex-Lehigh Valley F7. But it's not actually Lehigh Valley. It was actually built for the CNW. When it was preserved, it was owned by some preservation society in New Jersey who wanted a Lehigh Valley engine, so they made one. Another thing of interest in the shop was all the wheels they've turned on their wheel lathe. This is one of 2 places in America they can do wheel work. The other being my home railroad of Strasburg. On the way out, we saw TVRM's resident GP30 waiting for restoration. On our way over to the turntable, they had turned on the weed whacking train to see if it was working. As the name implies, this strange-looking rail vehicle whacks all the weeds along the line. We all got to drive and then ride the turntable. And while on the turntable, 710 pulled in.
Travis was engineer. He loves wheel.
Once all of us had a turn turning the table, try saying that 10 times fast, we walked over to the new display yard to see a fake GMO locomotive. This engine was never owned by the GMO, but was painted as such for a photo charter. On the way back to the station, we saw a maintenance of way truck, which may or may not have been the same one from the last time. Shameless plug.
Wait, is that it?
No.
He didn't respond. No, we just had a horn battle.
Oh, he finally responded.
Took you long enough.
I last time we have a horn battle. TVRM. That fell off.
I took it off.
Well, you threw it on the floor.
Put it here.
Well, it fell off then. Dang it.
Yeah, you got southbound, northbound. Once that NS had passed, all of us hopped in the van and we hit the road. Along the way, we saw a Lorem truck driving past, and the mid-DPU of a stopped CSX car.
The units. No, we ain't seen this.
There's some Jeeps back there.
I always wanted to catch the locomotive.
Another thing of interest was the coal train passing over a bridge.
Hey, there's a locomotive going over the bridge.
Yeah, there's one.
Not too long after that, we arrived in our destination. Our destination being Bridgeport, Alabama. This is the CSX main line that NS has trackage rights over, and there's also a small short line based there. After 2 hours of waiting with nothing coming, we finally heard horns in the distance, and we got our first train. This is actually the same train we had seen stopped on our way here. The next thing through was a CSX high rail, and then the GP15 from the short line powered up. After 10 minutes of it sitting there with lights on and not moving, we all decided to have our lunch. And of course, the second we sit down to eat, the train starts moving. What do you expect? The train had stopped here to let some maintenance of way crews through. While we were waiting for this train to move, this absolute Chad of an engineer shouted down from the cab and told us that the CSX local that interchanges with the short line was going to be there any minute. So we sprinted over back to the main line and just barely caught this very interesting array of Jeeps. With the mow clear, we knew it wouldn't be long until the GP15 continued on its journey. First, however, would be an NS intermodal. Not even 30 seconds after the NS cleared, so did the Jeep.
You were good.
After that, we decided to head to the namesake of the town, the bridge. On the way to the bridge, we found this new switch getting ready to be installed. And once we made it to the bridge, we all got jump scared by an NS intermodal. As the sign reads, this was located along the Trail of Tears.
This is definitely not sketchy.
And then, because we're all a bunch of idiots, we decided to scream at a boat to give us a horn show.
Give us a horn show! Do a shave and a haircut! Horn! Shave and a haircut!
And then we went home. When we got back, we had dessert, which they called Chattanooga Doo-Doo. And we missed another train because why not?
How do we always miss all the trains back when?
On our way back to the Clove Colony, we stopped and looked at the B&O number 98, a recently restored coach. And that is an amazing way to end our day when we were all putting our stuff in the 1486. We heard that a train was passing by, and we checked the camera to see that it was, of course, the Tag Heritage Unit.